Time Count has number 2 story tonight's worst persons in the world. The bronze to Governor Sarah Palin of Alaska. Vanity Fair's profile of her by Todd Purdom in its August issue contains variations of the usual stuff. Some top McCain aides worried about her mental state. Was it possible that she was experiencing postpartum depression? One longtime McCain friend and frequent companion on the trail was heard to refer to Palin as Little Shop of Horrors. But then there was this new cringeworthy bit of new info about the birth of her youngest child, Trig. When Trig was born, Palin wrote an email letter to friends and relatives describing the belated news of her pregnancy and detailing Trig's condition. She wrote the email not in her own name but in God's and signed it, Trig's creator, your heavenly father. So let's play a little game now and try to guess exactly which phrasing Governor Self-Obsessed will use to describe Vanity Fair's attack on her children and her family also. While the rest of us sit here and think, well, man, when we said she had a Messiah complex, we were being a little bit hyperbolic, except now it turns out a Messiah complex would be an improvement. Runner-up Boss Limbaugh, noting that Democratic Congressman Jose Serrano of New York introduced a bill to repeal the 22nd Amendment, which limits the president to 2 terms. Limbaugh has a new psychotic conspiracy theory to peddle. Getting rid of the 22nd Amendment is chump change compared to what this man's already achieved that nobody thought could happen. Anybody who thinks he just intends to just constitutionally go away in 2016 is nuts. Nuts. Look, seriously, once again, if you have fallen off the wagon or you feel, Rush, like you are losing your grip emotionally, I am dead serious about this. Get to a doctor or to a clergyman or to a shrink or somebody. On the other hand, A, Serrano introduced this same bill to repeal presidential term limits 3 times during the Bush administration. B, despite what Mayor Bloomberg did here in New York, if term limits were repealed for the presidency, any court in the land would insist the repeal could not constitutionally apply to the sitting president. He could not legally sign the legislation because of the conflict of interest. And C, thanks for conceding the 2012 election. Big bag full of mashed up jackass right there. But our winner, San Diego's County Sheriff's Deputy Marshall Abbott. Full details are not yet clear, and the sheriff's office is investigating, but it sure looks like Abbott arrested 2 people and pepper sprayed a party, mostly of women in their 60s, for political reasons. Sherry Barman held a fundraiser in her home in Encinitas, California, for Democratic congressional candidate Francine Busby. According to Barman's story, a neighbor who tried to shout down Busby's speech to the crowd of about 50 people, then phoned in a spurious noise complaint. Deputy Abbott was sent to the Barman house, arrived after the party had begun to disperse, but before the city's noise curfew even went into effect. He demanded information from Ms. Barman, which she was not legally required to give, and when she refused, he grabbed her arm, twisted it, and threw her to the floor. When another attendee told the officer that Ms. Barman had had recent shoulder surgery, the cop knocked her to the ground. When other guests tried to stop Deputy Abbott from further assaulting the 2 women, he pepper sprayed everyone. Just a coincidence that the beneficiary of the fundraiser, Ms. Busby, once had the nerve to challenge the graft king, Congressman Duke Cunningham. San Diego County Sheriff's Deputy Marshall Abbott, and if they don't do something about this, the entire sheriff's office of that county, today's worst person in the world.